Hello everybody, it's Alicia and I'm back with you for a 2025 WIP parade. This is the big one, you guys. This is the one that you'll see the progress from last year, beginning of this year basically, to the end of 2025. So I have split it up. I have about 40 WIPs right now, so you're going to see 20 in this portion. I haven't decided yet if I'm uploading in 2 parts or just filming in 2 parts and put it up in one full video. We will find out at the end because I'm going to be spending the winter in Florida and I'm only bringing half of my WIPs with me. I know it's sad, but I just feel like there's no way I can touch 40 projects in the few months I'll be down there. So I thought, you know what, let's schedule this out, plan it, be responsible, and bring half with me, leave half at home. The half I'm going to show you today are the ones staying at home. So they are not in any particular order. I will let you know if I started them this year because there's not going to be a before picture. But other than that, let's just jump right on in, shall we? The first one I want to show you is, I actually have a picture right here. That makes my job a little bit easier. Is Mirabilia, and I think it's just called Tea. And I started this one in 2023. I'm working in her dress here. And in 2025, I'm going to stop saying that because that'll get real annoying real fast. I probably only need to show this part because that's all that's in here. Sorry, my allergies are kicking up today. It's windy and cold out right now, so bear with me for that. Okay, I put in 1,568 stitches this year. This is on a 16 count heroic. I think it's Picture This Plus. It's like a neutral with just a little bit of pinks and blue splotches here and there. It's very pretty. I honestly can't tell you what it looked like before, so I think I like to put, I don't know. I don't know if the camera's flipped or not, but there's a side I usually use for my during pictures, but I want to try to get you a good long side-by-side in this video. So this one's pretty. It's a sad thing when you have enough projects that you can't get a ton of progress on all of them. Also, another little disclaimer. Most of the WIPs in this half didn't get that much progress, roughly about 1,000 stitches, but the next half of my WIP parade is probably going to be where you see why the rest of these didn't get very much. I focused on more WIPs, focused on fewer WIPs, and so I made great, shocking progress, so stay tuned for that. The next project is this Letty Stitch kit. It's called Island Time. The artist is Chuck Pinson. I think it's Pinson. And I'm just in this corner here. This one got 1,000 stitches. And I don't have any other stats. I'm just using all of the kit materials. Again, I want to say ingredients. I think Carla from Stitch Me Sane, she brought it up that ingredients is like the perfect word for all the kit stuff. So I think this is a 16 count and it's 2/1 full cross, and it's just with the floss they give you, which I think is Anchor. So there's that one. The next one is Downton Abbey. This is from Tilton Crafts. This is a new start, so this is a 2025 project. And the artist is, sorry, I have my notes in a very bad place. Let's put it down here. When you work on the floor, there's not much you can do. The artist is Vera Axer. I don't know how to say her name, but this is on a 25 count Lugana. And here's where I am. This is 2 over 1 half cross. Pretty sure it's DMC. That got 1,023 stitches. I basically started it, got that many, and moved on. That happened a few times. The next project I want to share is another kit. This is Cafe by the Sea. It's a dimensions kit. Not a gold dimensions, but just a regular dimensions. So that basically just means it's not full coverage. Like in here where it's white, that's just the fabric. That. The artist is George Bjorklund. Yeah, and this is on a 14 count Aida, so it's a really nice one when you want to kind of escape the tiny counts. And here we are. I'm pretty sure, is this a new start? No, we started this last year. So I put in about 500 stitches. I think I did all the kits April this year, so I put in a good bit on all of my kits in April. So there we go. You can't see very well, but there's stitches here too. Almost seemed pointless to do, but oh well. Again, all the kit ingredients. Please start saying that. That would be like the funnest thing for me to hear. Other people call their kit materials the ingredients. I would get a kick out of it for sure. The next one is a 2025 start. This is called Summer Ball, and it is it's kind of hard to find online, but it's not very expensive, and the designers have done a few other images. I can't talk today, you guys. Probably not a good sign for a WIP parade. Anyways, it's by Sandy Littlejohns and Deborah Lester. I think they're called Cross Stitch Arts. It's a mother-daughter team, and this is where I am. It's on 22 count, I think. And I put in 1,088 stitches. And this is a paper pattern, so I kind of had fun with that this year, just going old school with it. For some strange reason, I thought that sounded fun. Oh, my WIPs are falling over. The next one is another kit. This is a Dimensions Gold, and this is by, I believe it's Ruane Manning. Ooh, this one's blowing out. There we go. I love this kit. Everything about this is so pretty to me. This one is also all the kit ingredients, and here's where I am. Right there. This one got 849 stitches. That's so exact, I must have really done a good job counting, because I can't stand counting my paper charts for some reason. If it's not in Pattern Keeper, I don't want to bother counting, but I have been lately, just to kind of stay up on my, keep my stitch count as accurate as possible, because it helps a lot for planning ahead to know how many stitches you do in a year. The next one is A Church for All Seasons. This one's really difficult to show because it's so long and skinny. This is from Charting Creations by Nikki Bomey. And here it is. Honestly, I can't tell you, like, where I worked on this. Probably this corner. This one got 1,704 stitches. And we're up to WIPs that I can share a little bit more information. It's at 5% complete. I have 12,746 stitches done. It's a big one. It's 247,500. That's on 25 count easy guide. It's also 2/1 10 stitch with DMC. No, that's 28 count, I'm sorry. That's before I figured out that I like 25 count better. Okay, the next one is California Dreaming. This one I think was a restart, so you can say I started it this year. It's by Jeff Haney from Heaven and Earth Designs. It's a big one. So I probably don't have a before picture, but here's where I am. This one got 1,830 stitches, and I think it's less than 1% complete, about 0.5%, because it's so big. It's 350,000 stitches, but I love it. This one is 36 count, 1/1 half cross with DMC. It's becoming a favorite for sure. Okay. The next one is a set of freebie charts from Chrisette Agogo. I think her name's Juliet, but I can't remember her last name. But I love this designer so much. So this is spring and summer, and then I'll put fall and winter down here. And this is a 2025 start, so you haven't seen this. Well, if you watched my mid-year WIP parade, you probably saw it. This is a 16 count ivory Aida, and I'm just doing 2-strand full cross over 1 square. That got 800 stitches put in. Ooh, I like this one. This was a spontaneous new start recently. This is Reading by the Window. It was a freebie on Artisy for a while in September, I believe. I don't know if it's free anymore, but it is still on their site. So if you want it, you can get it. And if you want to get it soon, I think they have a 20% off deal sale on right now. I don't know how long it's going to go, but as of October, I should say that. Never mind, there's probably not a sale because this is going to go up at the end of the year. Okay, let's start this over and find my place. This is from Artisy, and the artist is Charles James Lewis, and I think it's like an old art piece of art. What am I trying to say? Famous old art? There's a word for it. You guys help me in the comments. I cropped this a lot, so my numbers are way off. You tell me if you want the information. This is on 20 count easy guide, and it's 1/1 full cross with CXC, I believe. That is 1,087 stitches, but the pattern keeper says I'm 27% complete because of how much I cropped. I mean, I cropped a lot off. Okay, the next one's also a 2025 start. This is called Sunflower Inn. It's by Artisy. And the artist is Thomas Wood. This one is, please tell me I have this the right way up. I think I do. Yeah, because I think the tree comes out down here, or whatever that is. So this is on 25 count. It's CXC, and it's 2-strand 10 stitch. Sorry, I keep losing my place. I got 646 stitches done. It's 78,975 stitches big. I'm about 1% complete, and I bet you this is a, what do they call it? A small version or regular version. It's not the large one on Artisy, so the numbers are Nice and realistic. Okay, this is a a restart. This is Hobbiton by Stitching Masterpieces from Etsy. And this is on 25 count, I believe. Yes, 25 count. I'm using CXC, so it's 2-strand 10 stitch with CXC. And I put in 536 stitches. And it's 232,000 stitches big. I'm about 0.5% complete. And almost everything you see is a blend, so it's gonna turn out beautiful. A little bit more work, but beautiful. The next one, I have a funny story. I was going over my numbers, and only one WIP didn't get any progress this year at all yet, and I had to rectify that. So the other night, I just went ahead and blitzed. And this is Simple Pleasures by Chris Dunn from Pain Free Crafts. And this is how far I am. I put in 627 stitches that one night. It's got 9,198 stitches. It's 124,000 stitches large, and it's 7% complete. I worked in and filled in right here. So like this is the page that was already done, and I did this, and then I kind of just traveled up and over wherever the thread took me. So I feel better. I got something in here, and it's about the average of like other WIPs, so yay! That's on 25 count, easy guide, 2/1, 10 stitch with DMC. The next one is Sunset in Venice. This is a mini from Heaven and Earth Designs. The artwork is by Dominic Davison, I believe. And here we are. Beautiful. I'm just now getting to where I'm like, woof, it's popping. And then like the window lighting, oh my goodness, it's beautiful. I love it so much. I put in 1,835 stitches this year. It's at 3,751 out of 75,075. It's 5% complete, and it's on 25 count. I think that's a Lugano, I'm not sure. The next one is Farm Stand. It's a mini also. It's by Donna Gelsinger from Heaven and Earth Designs. And this is where I am. I'm trying to get the threads to cooperate. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. I love those colors so much. Like candy looking. So I put in 1,579 stitches. It's at 4,045 out of 78,975. It's 5% complete. This is also on 25 count Lugano. I think I'm doing CXC on this. It's 2/1 10 stitch. And the next one is Wonder Woman. This is from Tilton Crafts, and it's artwork by Daniel Kordick. And I put in 1,466. I'm doing this one extreme cross country, so I'm only doing the 310 first. And I'm kind of working down from her hair. So I'm kind of going from top to bottom. I put in 1,466 stitches. I'm going to try to do this so you can see the before and after. It's at 7,632 out of 122,500. It's 6-ish% complete. This is on 32 count Lugana, and I'm using 1-strand CXC 10 stitch. Out of order. Okay, This one, you guys, is quickly becoming one of the most stunning pieces for me personally. I was not expecting this kind of color out of it. So this is Riverwalk Charm, the max color, regular size, by Ruane Manning, or artwork by Ruane Manning, and designed by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is a 2025 start. Look at those colors. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. I can't get over it. I put in 1,830 stitches. It's 380,000 stitches large, and it's at 0.5%. This is on 36 count. Oh, I love it so much. 36 count and even weave. I'm not sure what they call this. I should have written that down. But I'm doing one strand DMC 10 stitch. The next one is my oldest WIP. This is Cinderella Wishes Upon a Dream. I actually have the picture right here. This is the Disney Dreams collection, artwork by Thomas Kincaid. And there it is. I have almost the whole top half section complete. I'm working like right in here, the last, what, 3 rows, I think. And I've kind of been there almost all year. So hopefully next year I can make some good progress. All the kit ingredients, and I put in 1,000 stitches this year. It was sad, so sad. So here it is. I might have to do, let me do this on the bottom for the picture to go on top. So this is an 18 count Aida, and I don't have any other information for you since it's a kit. I kind of just track what I put in. It's 2 strand, full cross. It's my oldest WIP. Did I mention that? I think I started it in like 2017. All right, only 2 left. The next one is called Freedom. I nickname it Freedom Horse because I have like, what, 2 or 3 other Freedom. I think, yeah, I have like 2 other Freedom WIPs. So this one I had to nickname Freedom Horse. And this is a 2025 start. Yes. And it's from Stitches So Beautiful. The artwork is by Kim Penner. It's on 22 count, 1/1 full cross with CXC. No, that looks like DMC. Yeah, DMC. Sorry. Can't hold the fabric straight. There we go. I put in 1,060 stitches. This one I also cropped down, but I do have the accurate numbers in Stitch Pal. So I have it at 102,000 stitches and it's 1% complete. The last one is the Pride and Prejudice sampler. And I cannot for the life of me remember what the shop name is for Etsy because I think it changed shop names. So it's not the same as the one that I purchased it from, but it is still available on Etsy. All you might have to do is search Pride and Prejudice sampler, or if I'm smart, I'll leave a link for you down below. But this is on an 18 count jade Aida from Picture This Plus, and here's where I am. I'm using a purple floss from Hand Dyed by Rolanda, I think is her name. Where am I? Oh, I only put in 115 stitches on this year, and unfortunately that's all it's getting. So not too exciting. It's at 2,473 stitches out of 39,430, and it's 6% complete. So there you have it. Those are all of the WIPs I have to share with you today, and the rest will come later. I'm still trying to figure out how to organize my life while my life is not organized. But sorry, I keep looking over here. I'm right in front of a window and things keep happening. But okay, so I hope you enjoyed that, and part 2 is coming up soon. Thanks. Hi guys, I'm back. It hasn't been very long for you, but it's been a couple months for me. We are hopping right into the second part of my WIP parade. These are the second half of all my WIPs, plus a few, because I had some spontaneous starts that I didn't know about before I made my last video, or my first part of this video. Probably not a big deal to you guys. It'll just change a little bit of how I've structured my wheels for the 2026 plan that I've made. So jumping right in, I hope you all have had a great holiday season, and Happy New Year's 2026, y'all. It's crazy. Okay, so the first one I want to share is Mini Red Panda. This is by Sheena Pike from Heaven and Earth Designs. It is retired, so unfortunately you can't get it anymore, but I put in a good bit on this year. I can't remember, it's been long enough since I filmed part 1. I can't really remember exactly how I like structured and organized it all, so if this feels out of sync or out of whack, blame my memory because I can't remember. So anyways, this is where it was last year, and I'm going to probably do side-by-sides, so when I start showing the piece, if I don't give a verbal cue, just know that when I say here it is, that's usually going to give you the comparison photo. Anyways, here we are. This is where I am. I'm not taking this out of the hoop because everything that you see is all that I have done. And actually, I think this is the edge of the piece right here, and then the other edge is like over here. It's not very big. So I put in 3,008 stitches this year. So it's at 10,026 out of 84,500. It's 11.87% complete. I really, really had fun working on her recently, and her face is coming in real good now, so that's exciting. This is 28 count 2/1/10 stitch with DMC. I'm not positive if I will continue to remember fabric counts, so if I forget and you want to know, just don't hesitate to ask in the comments, or Instagram DM me or email me, whichever you choose to do. Just reach out and I will happily provide you with that information. The next one is Let Us Adore Him. This is by Donna Gelsinger from Heaven and Earth Designs, and do you care if I tell you when I started it? I didn't say it before. I'll just give you the year. Red Panda was in 2023. This was 2024. And this got 2,596 stitches in it this year. And by this year, I mean 2025. So it is at 6.86% complete. I have 5,496 stitches in it. My bad, 5,419. I don't know where I got that from. 78,975 stitches big in total. This is on 25 count Lugana 2/1 tent stitch with DMC. Where am I putting my WIPs? I'll just put them on the floor. I'm so like out of it today, but we're gonna get through this. The next one is Mini Evening. This is by Leonid Afremov from Heaven and Earth Designs, and I started this in 2023. I put in 1,937 stitches. There we go. So it's at 3,351 out of 83,250. It's 4.27% complete. And I believe this is on a 25 count Lugana 2/1 10 stitch with DMC. The next one is Northern Night. This is a Dimensions Gold kit, I believe. I started this in 2024 and I put in 700 stitches last year. Here's where we are. Right there. If you can see me, I'm sorry. So I basically just worked in this top quadrant quarter here, kind of outlining it, I guess. But I think I was really wanting to get up to this corner so I could work in my normal way. This is with all the kit stuff. The next one is Winter Solace, and I actually think this is a mini from Artisy, and it is Abraham Hunter, the artist, and it is on a 32 count Lugana 1/1 10 stitch with, now I can't remember if it was CXC or DMC, but it doesn't really matter. So here we are. I put in 2,451 stitches. It's got 3,309 out of 31,800, and it's at 10.41% complete. I really like this one. I almost have that first page finished, but I love how small it is. I want to put it, when it's done, in a little frame and then like have it like leaning on a desk and just make it look like it's like a little postcard or something. That was the vision when I started it. Okay, the next one is Mini Cozy Winter Evening. And if you followed my floss tube, you are used to seeing this and Let Us Adore Him, because they were kind of focus pieces for that time frame. This is by Oleana Babenko, and it's from Heaven and Earth Designs. Here we are. Trying to get it so it won't blow out. We'll go back here. I'm doing extreme cross country on this, so I'm color completing all across the entire piece. Lost my place again. Okay, I put 1,891 stitches in. So it's at 20,480 stitches out of 79,300, and it is at 25.83% complete. This is one of my farthest along full coverages. And I might have to switch to putting my WIPs over here because the light is wanting to blow it out really bad. There we go. So I'm kind of like over here right now, what I'm working on. It's a 27 count Linda, and it is 2/1 10 stitch with DMC. The next one is Arctic Animals. This is a 2023 Sal. You can buy the complete thing now from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And I put a good bit into this, 2,440. We're gonna switch sides. We're gonna be over here now. This is on an 18 count Mystic by Picture This Plus. There we go. That works really well. So I have 4 out of 11 parts complete on this. I would like to see this one finished at the end of 2026, but it's not a full-fledged goal. So it's like a, what do they call those? A stretch goal. Like, be really cool if I do, not super disappointed if I don't, but it seems doable. That's what I'm trying to say, is I think it's doable. I don't have percentages or anything on that because it's not in Pattern Keeper. The next one is actually a December start, so I don't have a before picture because it's a 2025 start. Also, disclaimer, it's going, my start numbers that I'm going to share at the end of this video are a little skewed because some of them are restarts and I can't remember which ones they are, but it alarmed me when I saw how many 2025s popped up in my WIP list, but then I realized half of them are restarts, so it kind of messed with things a little bit. But anyways, this is Old Fashioned Country Kitchen from Tilton Crafts, and now I can't remember who the artist is, but this is what I've put in. I have 570 stitches in this. It is 87,500 stitches large, and it is at 0.65% complete. Can you see that? I'm sorry. I have terrible lighting in this room. I need to figure that out. But this is on 32 count, and it is 1/110 stitch with CXC. So if you want to see coverage on that, I'll have to fill it in more, but this first chunk here, this first 100, is fully filled in. But I'm loving this one. I want to get this one out a little bit more this month, which I think I should be able to do. Next one's also a 2025 start and a December start, really. It's Peppermint Ridge by Shannon Christine Designs. It's in the, if you join the Christmas Club, all of the past sales that she puts out, club charts are in there and for like individual purchase, and several of us couldn't stop thinking about it, and we started it together around Christmas. So here is where I am. I put in 229 stitches so far. And this is a percentage based off of part 1, which is just the very first installment. There are like 12 of them, I think. So this part is 2,979 stitches, so I'm at about 8% complete. And every part from here on out, I'm just going to separate them, and to make me feel better as I finish them, I'm going to count them as chart finishes. So as I finish one, start another one, I'm going to call those finishes, because you can do them individually. I'm just doing them all on one piece of fabric, so you can kind of say I'm fudging it, but hey, we're all stitching the same amount of stitches here. The fabric is some fabric I had in stash. This is April 2025 fabric of the month from Dyeing for Cross Stitch, and it's a 20 count fat quarter. Love this one so much. It's so cute. Okay, the next one is another December start. Can you tell I'm doing no new starts this year? I gotta make sure I say that right now. This is on 25 count, easy guide, and it's 2/110 stitch with CXC. I didn't tell you what this was. This is Rocky Mountain Selfie from Artisy. I think it's the regular size, and it's by Howard Robinson, I think is his name. I love this one. I requested Tarina to chart this, and she did it very quickly and put it up on her site, and I snagged it right away. I'm so grateful for that. I love this chart. I don't have, oh, I do have stats. Okay. 350 stitches into that. It's 67,800 stitches large, and it's at 0.52% complete. So already 0.5%, and I only worked on it for like 2 days. The next one is actually a new start that I did with a few friends last night. It was our New Year's Eve start. I had a bit of an issue. I put in 320 stitches in this. It's a huge chart, and it's on 32 count, but there's like, what did we figure out? 70,000 or 80,000? I think it's 70,000 stitches of black in it. The size of the complete piece is 336,350 stitches. I didn't want my black to be sparse because there's so much of it. So what I'm doing is 2/110 stitch with DMC black 310, and everything else in the chart I'm going to do 1 strand tent with CXC. So I'm hoping the coverage will be good with that, because the black will be filling in its own space. But I am working all the way down the side of the piece in one block column for now. Because if I went by page, it would be black, like most of the page is black, and I was like, I don't want to do that. So Rainey said she was going down the side, and I said, I will join you in that. So that's what we're doing. This is all 310, and the coverage is just about as thick as you could ever want it. So it's like carpet, but I think it'll just really look rich. The next one is Ornaments on the Tree. This is by Eder Jose Rosa, and it's from Stitches So Beautiful. I have 416 stitches in it. This is also, I started this in December. We're gonna go over here because I figured out the lighting issue is better over here. You still can't see it. I am so sorry. You guys, next year I'm going to try to get way better lighting because you can't see any of the colors. It's mostly dark, but these little splotches here are a bunch of greens and blues, and it shows up in person really well. This is 32 count, and it's 1/1 tent stitch with CXC, and it's 160,000 stitches large, and it's at 0.26% complete. I will be working on that this month a lot, I have a feeling. The next is Gardener's Paradise. This is the mini version. It's by Donna Gelsinger from Heaven and Earth Designs. It's on 25 count potato Lugana, I believe. And I put in 1,637 stitches in this. You guys, I'm struggling. What in the world? I'm not ironing because I actually had a really nice lady comment and say, don't iron until you're done. It can mess with the end result of the stitches and fabric. So I am at 4,062 stitches out of 78,000, and it's at 5.21% complete. That's beautiful. I love that window so much. The next one is a Dimensions kit. This is a Star Wars. It's called Luke and Princess Leia. And here's the whole piece, but I'm only going to show the part that I've stitched, so it's the lower half. I put in 810 stitches. There. I'm trying to get it to where I can put in a progress picture. And that's all I have to share. I put in 810 stitches last year. This one is just to work on for Star Wars days, so it doesn't get too much progress. It's not like this year it'll get more because I have it in a actual rotation wheel, but all the years previously, like I started it in 2022 and I'm only working on it like 2 or 3 days in May, and that's all it gets. So the next one is a favorite of my people. This is the Pain Free Crafts. I think it's 2021. Let me check this again. No, 2022. Mystery style, no longer a mystery. You can just go buy the whole full complete thing. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to share the entire piece sitting down. But this is Wind in the Willows by Chris Dunn, and I am on part 4. So I have the frame is a complete part, the bunny is a part, the frog is a part, and then this window, I think it starts right here, up and around is a part, and it's like 15,000 stitches just for that one part. So this whole project is a slog for me, but it's beautiful and I love how it's stitching up. There we go, that's all of it. This is on a 32 count Jobelin 2/2 full cross with DMC, and I put in about 2,000 stitches, but also I just realized I probably put in way more than that because I think I finished Mr. Toad. I'll show him it here. I finished him, but I that was a whole separate chart, so I don't have my numbers. So I'm not positive, but I'll show some up close here. There's Mr. Toad with all his fractional stitches and back stitching. Here is Paisley Rabbit. She's so cute. She's journaling. And then this is the part I'm working on. I don't know if I can, right there, there we go. So I basically, this is the 2,000 stitches, is these little window frames here, and this little outer border there. I wish I could do more on this, but I have so many WIPs now that the goal is to put in about 2,000 stitches in each WIP for the whole year, except for a couple of my focus pieces, which I want to like have as dailies and hopefully finish. The next one is another favorite, but you've seen it all over the place, so I'm not the only one doing it, and you'll see way better progress from other people. Mine gets neglected really horribly. So this is the Grand Library Supersized Max Color by Amy Stewart from Heaven and Earth Designs, and it's on 32 count Lugana, 1/1 tent stitch with CXC. And here I am. I could take it out of the hoop, but it would not benefit you any because every stitch I put in is right here. That's the entire thing. But I thought I could share a bit of perspective on how big this fabric is. And keep in mind this is 32 count, so with how huge it is, that's the fabric. Like, that's crazy. So I put in 1,849 stitches, and so it has in total, I lost my place again. Oh, there it is. So this was a restart, and I restarted it in 2023. So in total, it has 23,088 stitches in it, and it is 715,284 stitches large, and it's at 3.23% complete. And to be honest with you, I am realizing the unrealistic expectations I put on my ability to finish this. So yeah, I'm gonna need to deliberate with myself here on this WIP. I don't know if I have it in me, but we'll see. For now, it's still a WIP. The next one is adorable. Oops, there goes a pen. This is Spring in the City by Crochet A Go-Go, and I love this fabric, and I love this piece, and it's so cute, and I don't have hardly anything done on it. I don't even know if, yeah, I don't have a stitch count. It looks like it's about 500-ish stitches that I put in, but I started this year, so you're not going to get a before picture. But here's where I am. This is 1/1 full cross DMC on 20 count hand-dyed Aida. This is called Slate by Fiber on a Whim. I love it so much. I could probably do all kinds of other charts on this fabric. It's probably an amazing blue-gray neutral. It just looks kind of like a nice springy, cloudy, sunny, like, you know, partially cloudy day, if you want to get creative with the description. The next one is also a 2025 start. I'm trying to figure out now which way is up because I started it in the most awkward fashion. Yeah, I think it goes this way. All right, here we go. This is Valentine Nook mini version. Kim Jacobs is the artist, and it's from Heaven and Earth Designs. Let me put it over here. I have 606 stitches in it. It's 56,250 stitches big, and it's at 1.08% complete. I started in the middle, and then I just started doing the page width, so that's why it's like one little row right in the middle of it. But it's not very big, but it's so cute, and it reminds me of my birthday, which is Valentine's Day. So, and a camper. We winter in Florida, and for about 10 years we had a motorhome, and we were always down here for my birthday in Florida, and so my husband would decorate the inside of our camper, our RV, with all the heart stuff for my birthday, and I'd wake up and have like an explosion of bears and roses and hearts and lights like everywhere. And this piece looks exactly like it because there's just this explosion of red hearts. So it spoke to me. The next one is Light of Hope. Speaking of another piece that speaks to me. This is by Abraham Hunter. It's from the Cross Stitch Studio, and I cropped about 200,000 stitches off of the outer edge of the whole piece. So I did 421 stitches on this so far. It's a 2025 start, so you're not going to see any before pictures. Yeah, started this in November. If you want to see the fabric and how ridiculous this is a 32 count, so it's 1/1 tent stitch. It's about the same size as my super size Grand Library, but I think it's a little shorter, so I won't unroll all of this. That's too much work. It's just gonna go right back into a WIP bag. That one that's like a lifetime, means a lot to me piece, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay, the next one is Anne of Green Gables, and it's the Quick Stitch by Amy Stewart, and this is actually the Max Color version. I started this with Rainy for her 40th birthday a couple years ago, and I got a page finish on it this year. So here's where I am. I was going to try to have this be a focus on a finish. Let me move it over again. This is going to drive editing me crazy. But I was going to have this be a focus on a finish this year, but I don't have nearly enough done in order to keep that momentum going. So I got a page finish and called it a day. So I put in 1,518 stitches in this year. It's at 8,060, and I cropped it down a little bit more from the already Heaven and Earth Designs crop, so it's 75,400 stitches big by the time I was done with it, and it's about 11% complete. It's on 27 count Linda 2/1 tent stitch with DMC. But look at that, that's like a ton of green. That's another reason I don't know if I can focus on it yet. It'd just be tons and tons of green for eons. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. The next one is Hummingbird. This is by Light Unicorn Designs off of Etsy. It's on a 20 count pink Ada. I can't remember. I think it's called Blush. But here's the hummingbird. He's so, or she's, I'm going to say it's a she. She's so cute because it's on pink and purple and blue. I put in 1,829 stitches this year, and it's got in total 2,412, out of 26,560. It's about 9% complete. And I will say I'm not positive if that is including the background stitches, because the chart has thousands and thousands of white stitches they expect you to stitch or whatever. I don't know if they expect you to stitch it, but I'm not stitching them. So I could be farther along than I think. I'm not positive. I think I already took those out because I'm pretty sure the chart said it was closer to 40,000 stitches in Pattern Keeper. So with me taking those stitches out, 26,000 sounds about right. So yeah, I would say about 9% complete. This one's fun. This is 1/1 full cross with DMC. I believe it's DMC. Pretty sure. This one also kind of has a love-hate relationship here, because I'm not positive if I have my counting right on it. But this is my Mirabilia Lady of the Mist. I put in 370 stitches last year. That's not great, guys. This is on a mystery fabric that I found at a store. It's 32 count though, I'm pretty sure. So it's 2/2 full cross. And I started it in 2023. And I will tell you where I'm not sure if I counted it right. Kind of like in here somewhere, I feel like I really went off. And it's gonna mess up a bunch of the chart. So I don't even know if I have it in me to fix if it's wrong. So I'm gonna have to go in this year when it comes up to kind of study the chart and see if I have it right. And if it's wrong, really think about if I want to keep it as a WIP or not. It might be UFO'd because I just don't have it in me. She's quite large, so yeah, I'm not sure. Anyways, 370 stitches put into Lady of the Mist. The next one, this one's exciting. This is the highlight of all highlights. This is why everything else only had a couple thousand stitches. This is Sweetheart Cove, which I nicknamed Mickey. It's by Thomas Kincaid from Etsy, unlicensed. Just putting that out there. Here it is. I did it. I got a page finished 2 days ago, just in time for the end of the year. Oh my goodness, you guys, look at it. I love this so much. Okay. What do I have to say about it? It's on 25 count opalescent, so it's got a shimmer that you can see in person but not on camera. I'm doing 2/110 stitch with DMC, and drum roll, I put in 35,131 stitches on this year. It's at 102,987 out of 125,972. It's at 81.75% complete. I mean, I will give you close up here. There are a few pages done in 1 strand full cross. I challenge you to find them and let me know, because it's very hard for me to tell, and I know when and where I did it. So this will be my focus piece to finish. The goal is end of March. That's about 250 to 300 a day. I know I can do that. I know for a fact I can do that. So this is almost done. I started it in 2021, you guys. So it needs to be done. All right, the next one is also a focus piece for this year. This is One Nation Under God by Twin Peak Primitives, and I do not have the name of the artist written down. I apologize, I never have that information, but I put in 6,255 stitches into it this year. I started it this year, so that feels amazing. I want to finish it in 2026, but we will see because it's already lost a bit of its appeal. Because I'm a full coverage stitcher, this somehow feels harder to me. I don't know. But this is on a 22 count hardanger from Dying for Cross Stitch. It's called Barnwood Medium. And it is 1/1 full cross with DMC. The DMC conversion that they have done. So I will show all the little motifs up close. I really like that eagle. He's really cool. And this vase was super fun. It's just black, but I love the little like pattern they had you put in. And the flowers were extra fun. So Lady Lugana, Sarah Van Way on FlossTube, she is doing this as well, and she's a lot farther along than I am. She actually has a lot of the, is it the White House or the Capitol? I think it's the White House. She has a lot of the White House done, which is like a feat because that's a lot of white stitching. So if you want to see more done, go check her channel out. And the very last WIP, you guys, I don't know why this one's the last one, but it's one that I rearranged my wheel so it actually won't be in my winter or spring wheel. It's going in my fall wheel because of a couple starts that I had. But this is God Shed His Grace, the medium version from Artisy. It's by Abraham Hunter. And here's where I am. This is on 25 count 2/1 10 stitch with DMC. Or do we go over here or over here? I don't know. I'm going to fold it in half now. So there we go. I'm doing this on a 20 stitch wide diagonal. And I'm kind of, to keep things interesting, I'm starting up here and going down, and when I finish there, I start and I go right back up. Somehow that's more fun than starting back in the clouds all over again. So this one I put in 4,113 stitches. So it's at 19,785 out of 135,000 stitches. It's at 14.66% complete. I'm so close to that 15% mark, but I just couldn't make it. Too much other stitching going on. Those are all of my WIPs, you guys. That is all 45 in total. And you stuck with me to the end. This is going to be a ridiculously long video. You can do it in stages. You can go watch other people come back to this. Like, whatever you want to do, binge it. But don't feel the pressure to watch the whole thing. Like, it's just out there for you. I did want to share a couple of little refreshers. So for 2026, I won't be starting anything. It's a no new start year for me. The other goal I have is to finish Mickey. Then after that's done, I'm going to move on to Cinderella. And then I'm going to continue working about 100 stitches a day on One Nation. And then I will rotate through my seasonal wheels. And what I'm going to do is each WIP that gets spun, I will focus on that for about a week. And it doesn't have to be 7 days of stitching, but it's the time span of 7 days. And what I get done in that 7 days is just what gets done. And it'll go back into the mix. And if I get done with all of the WIPs in that season wheel, I will, and that season's not over, those 3 month spans not over, I will hand select which ones I think need more stitching to kind of even everything out more. So it's kind of like a mood pick after I go through all of them. There's about 10 to 11 WIPs in each season wheel. Next, I have finishes that I completed in 2025, and I will start with my most recent finish. This is Rivendell by Country Magic Stitch. Leanne finished this with me, and I think Rainey was going to try, and she was just having a hard time with it, so it ended up being UFO'd for a restart at a later date, which is totally understandable. Her floss colors were not the way the chart was. I'm going to try to show this. So here we are. This is on 20 count Jade Ada, and it's 1/1 full cross with DMC, and it's done. So this was about 22,000 stitches in total. I really focused on it the last 3 months of the year to get it done. I finished it during Flossmas, so if you want to see me put the last stitch in, I think I'll just link that video in my description box on this WIP parade. I think it's like I don't even want to say what day it was, day 9, somewhere in there. Could even be farther in, I'm not sure. Day 19, possibly, I don't know. I'll share the link, but that's only if you want to see me put in the last few stitches on camera. So that is that big finish. It's a full coverage finish. Starting to get hoarse. I'm counting this next one as 3 finishes because I can. Because that's the way we stitched them. Me and Rainey and Leanne all stitched these at the same time. We did about 1 a month, and this is from It's Emma. It's Patriotic Typeface Trio. And I used the specialty flosses. I think Weeks Dye Works for both greens and Lady Liberty. I didn't use any specialty in Uncle Sam, but the brown in the Eagle is also a specialty from Weeks Dye Works. So this is an 18 count Navy Ada, and I want to finish it in a little bolster pillow. That was sort of the idea when I did the fabric. So the pillow will be like this. I just thought that would be cute. So that's that one. And then I don't have them with me down here, and I'm pretty sure I have pictures of them, so I will share. I also finished the Precious Moments On Our Way to Chapel. It's the June calendar from book number 72, I believe. I finished that in about April, and it's on 14 count Ivory Ada, and it's 2/1 full cross with some fractionals and back stitching. That one took a lot longer than I thought it would. And then I also finished this chart called Home Prayer. I saw this verse prayer online, and I had requested a girl, I think Ariana did it. Ariana or Ariana. She has a store on Etsy called Blue Fox Stitchery, I believe. And she very kindly charted that for me, and so I stitched that up. That was done earlier this year as well, and I can't remember what the fabric's called, but it's like a nice jade, soft, muted green. I think it's called moss green. It's I think it's a 25 count moss green Lugana, and I did. Now I can't remember if it was one, I think it's 1 strand, and I changed the colors. I did the colors to go with that fabric. So those are all my finishes, which in the way I count, it's 6 finishes. My stats say that I started 22 WIPs this year, but again, I know that half of those are restarts. So probably about 10 starts this year, which is why I'm having no new starts for 2026. I really want progress, I really want finishes, and I really want that WIP count to go down so I can focus on more of my WIPs. I thought I would also share for you that's not even a word, data hounds. I stitched a total of 127,998 stitches this year. Probably a couple of those these stats are all wrong because I think I did a couple gift stitch pieces that I didn't even track my stitching, and I definitely finished those and sent them off as gifts. So probably more like 130,000. The highest month of stitching for me was October. I did 16,701 stitches that month, and the lowest month of stitching was February. 5,487 stitches went in. I don't even care what the highest, what the lowest, what the medium, but I thought it would be really good to see which months to kind of chill on expectations for myself. Like, see that some months are going to be a miss, some months are going to be astronomically high because the stitching bug just went crazy. So just for like even your own personal records, these numbers don't really mean anything. But I just thought it would be fun to share just as like a little insight into how all those stitches can amass over time. So that's it, you guys. That's all I have to share. I will see you in my next floss tube update, the very first one for 2026, and the first one in like a month, because I didn't do one until the end of November, beginning of December. So I will see you in a couple weeks. Bye bye.